Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengal fan on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, repping the Bengals here. First and foremost, if you don't subscribe to this channel, please do so. If you've watched my videos before, you're watching them for the first time, this is a new channel. It's only the third episode that's exclusively on this channel, so please subscribe. We were coming off another channel that had a lot more subscribers, so we need to build up the subscriber base on this channel. So either in the lower corner there, hit the logo and hit subscribe, or go down to the red button underneath, hit the subscribe. But that's all I ask. We don't ask for Patreon money or anything else. We just ask for you to subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. Just a couple personnel comments. We need to let Drake Kirkpatrick walk. You know, a couple years ago, we made the mistake of letting Whitworth walk and giving Drake Kirkpatrick the extension. And it should have been the other way around. We should have let Kirkpatrick walk. One of the biggest blunders in the last 20 years, free agent-wise, was letting Whitworth walk. We let a coach who was in the huddle and a locker room presence leave. I don't think the team ever anticipated the impact this would have on the locker room. We have a chance right now. Let's re-sign Whit. Let's right the wrong. Let's let Kirkpatrick walk, and let's re-sign Whit. Bring him in. He can mentor Jonah. He can mentor whoever else we draft, and he can retire a Bengal. So that's my one comment there on the roster. The other thing we're going to talk about, and I talked about this in my last episode, is just the national narrative is still terrible. You've got Dan Patrick. You've got Mike Florio. Everybody's chiming in about what's wrong with the Bengals, and everybody should pull an Eli. And it's almost like they're doing that. You know, you don't hear this kind of talking about other teams when they're on the clock as the first round pick. You didn't hear anybody saying that Baker Mayfield should not sign with the Cleveland Browns. You never heard that. You only hear that about us. It's just the absolute disrespect. I've talked about how we're disrespected in the Hall of Fame. It's just maddening. So I've stopped retweeting articles by people who are saying that Joe Burrow should hold out. I would like Joe Burrow to just put an end to it. Maybe he likes the discussion. I don't know, but we need to draft Joe Burrow. I've said this before in other videos, and you just need to stop listening to the national media. They've got nothing else to talk about, so just stop listening. And I was retweeting things and arguing with people and putting my 2 cents in. I've decided, you know what, I'm not even going to spread these stories around. So from everything I've seen, Joe Burrow will play for Cincinnati. We do not want to wait for Trevor Lawrence next year. Trevor Lawrence may hold out and pull an Eli next year. So we don't know that. Joe Burrow, I don't think, is going to do that. We need to draft Joe Burrow. Certainly don't need a litany of picks that will just be misspent. You can watch my last video. I talked about the Julio Jones trade and how Cleveland had nothing to show for it 2 or 3 years later. We have a need here. We're number one. There's a reason why teams are going to offer a ton of picks. We take Burrow. Enough said. One of the things that the Bengals can actually do to change the national narrative is start behaving better. Sign a GM. Bring in an actual GM. Why don't you build an indoor practice facility? We're the only cold weather team without an indoor practice facility. And why don't you really make a statement by going out and, I'm not saying waste money in free agency, but go out and get 2 or 3 quality free agent signings and then turn around and extend AJ and extend Mixon. Okay, so you want to change the national narrative? There's a lot that this team can do to change the national narrative on their own, and it goes by what you do. So start doing stuff. Let's see them more proactive in free agency. That's one of the things I'd like to see. And then the last thing I want to talk about, because I only have a couple minutes left, you know, I only keep you for like 5 to 8 minutes, is the XFL. I want to thank Sam from Bengals West. He texted me last night, asked me if I watched any of the XFL yesterday, and I hadn't. I hadn't even thought about it. And he told me, you know, you got to watch it. It's really good. So I went ahead and I watched both games today while I was working. Wrote a appraisal on an apartment building today and got that done. But in the background, I watched both games today, and I was really, really pleasantly surprised at the quality of the announcing, the quality of the production. A lot of the things I'm watching, I think these are some of these rules the NFL should be adopting. They have a 25-second clock instead of a 40-second clock, which speeds things up. You only need 1 foot in. I'm not saying bring that into the NFL, but that also is trying to promote, I think, more points and things like that. Completely different format on the kickoff. They line up. no one moves until the guy catches the ball. So the line, if you need to, go to YouTube, watch a couple of the kickoffs, but you'll see they still have an actual kickoff. We don't have to worry about the wedge stuff that was hurting people, and I really think that is really nice. There's no PAT per se. You get the ball after a touchdown. You get the ball on either the 2, the 5, or the 10 for a 1, 2, or 3 point after the touchdown. So I kind of like that because it gives you the ability, to pick up 9 points if you need it. So we'll see how this plays out. All these are really interesting rules to see while you're watching the game. And also, but the thing I like the most is the transparency. They actually will be talking to the head coach in the headset in the 3rd and 4th quarter, coming out of a commercial break. They'll actually get the coach right there in real time, talking to the guys in the booth. And the replay, there's no replay initiated by the coaches, but the replay is completely transparent. You hear the talk. There's a replay referee up in the booth, and you get to hear the feed between the referee on the field and the referee in the booth as they're talking about what they're seeing. You've got a camera angle right behind the guy, so you're hearing what he's saying, you're seeing what he's seeing, and you're understanding the decisions on why something is or isn't reversed, and everything's initiated from the booth. I really, it's only been the first week, but I really like what I see. There are some things here that the NFL can definitely learn from. The kickoff for sure, and the way the replay is being done, the transparency is, you want to put fans at ease, especially with the amount of gambling that's going on now. You want to put fans at ease. This is the way to do it. So I encourage everybody to give the XFL a watch and let me know what you think. Put it down there in the comment line. We've got the Combine coming up at the end of the month. We'll put up an episode either before or after the Combine. Obviously, we're going to be looking at linebackers, linemen, all kinds of stuff. So we'll have some news coming out of there. Free agency's coming up in March, so we're definitely going to have some shows up discussing free agency before the draft. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to my friend Rob from Twitter, who had surgery earlier this week. I hope you're feeling better. Hope all your insides are in the right place now. So shout out to Rob. And with that, once again, please subscribe to this channel. We'll get another video up in the next week or two. And watch the XFL and throw some comments down. Let me know what you think, what you like, what you don't like. It's actually much better than I thought it would be, and I want to thank Sam at Bengals West for kicking me in the ass and getting me to watch that. So with that, I will sign off as I always do. I say I've kept you over 7 minutes, so I've got to get off now. I will sign off as I always do with "Fuck Mike Brown" until you sell the Bengals. Hoo day, everybody. Have a good day.